Alex Mercer had always believed that space was a place of infinite possibilities. The stars, cold and distant, had a way of making human worries seem small. Yet nothing in his career had prepared him for Kalira. The planet looked like a jewel from orbit, emerald seas and crystal cities, but beneath its beauty lay a culture he barely understood. Humans were the newcomers here, fragile and strange compared to the alien civilization that had flourished for millennia. He stepped off the shuttle, boots crunching against the soft, violet-hued ground. The air was breathable, thankfully, though it carried a faint metallic tang. A group of Kaliran guides approached. They were tall, elegant, and moved in ways humans could barely mimic. Their eyes, large and luminescent, reflected light in patterns that were almost hypnotic. Alex's mission was simple on paper: meet the locals, understand their needs, and explore possible trade agreements. On the ground, the work was infinitely more complicated. Lyra was waiting. He first saw her in the central plaza, her small frame supported by a hovering mobility device that allowed her to move swiftly, despite her disability. She had pale, almost translucent skin, and her large eyes were focused, bright with curiosity. Something about her stance, fragile yet unafraid, made Alex pause. She did not look at him as an intruder nor as a stranger. She simply observed, as if measuring the weight of his presence. Alex was not prepared for the responsibilities that meeting her entailed. The Kalirans had strict expectations for humans who interacted with their young, especially those who were disabled. Their society revered ability and independence, and any sign of weakness could invite unwanted scrutiny. Yet Lyra seemed indifferent to the rules that bound others. She approached him directly, her eyes locking onto his. "Are you here to help or to interfere?" she asked in careful English, a language the Kalirans had adapted for human visitors. Alex blinked. The directness was startling. Humans were not accustomed to such blunt honesty from strangers, let alone from someone so young. He hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "I'm here to help," he said finally. "If you'll let me." Lyra studied him, then nodded slightly. There was a subtle energy in her movements that suggested caution but also courage. Alex realized immediately that this was no ordinary encounter. She was not merely a child in need. She was a mind that could challenge him, perhaps even surpass him if given the chance. Their first task came quickly. The central plaza had a series of automated maintenance drones, designed to keep the city clean and functional. One of the drones malfunctioned, sparking and spinning wildly near a walkway crowded with Kaliran citizens. People shrieked and moved aside, but Lyra stayed calm, her device adjusting her balance with precision. Alex reacted instinctively. He moved toward the malfunctioning drone, analyzing its behavior even as sparks flew dangerously close. Lyra followed him, speaking calmly to the device in a language only she seemed to understand. Her words were commands, precise and confident, guiding the drone into a safe hover. For a moment, Alex forgot everything but the scene before him. Lyra's hands moved gracefully over the controls of her device. Her small frame braced against potential danger. When the drone finally settled, Alex felt a surge of respect. She had handled the situation with a skill and composure that few adults possessed. "Not bad for a human," she said lightly, and for the first time Alex allowed himself a smile. But the peace was short-lived. A sudden tremor shook the ground. The plaza's surface cracked, and debris fell from the surrounding structures. Lyra's device malfunctioned in response to the vibrations, leaving her unsteady. Alex lunged forward instinctively, catching her just as she would have fallen. In that instant, he saw her unclothed under the protective covering of her mobility suit. It was not a shocking sight in a human sense, but it was an intimate glimpse into her vulnerability. Her pale skin bore faint scars and imperfections, proof of her struggle, her resilience. Alex's mind raced not with desire but with a profound realization. She was far braver than anyone he had met, and her body, fragile though it appeared, had survived against odds he could barely imagine. He tightened his hold and adjusted her support device, making sure she was steady. Lyra looked up at him, her eyes wide but trusting. "Thank you," she said softly. "You're welcome," Alex replied, his voice steadier than he felt. In the following days, Alex stayed close to Lyra. He learned that her disability was the result of an accident early in her life, one that had left her with limited mobility. Yet she moved through the world with determination, using technology and her own ingenuity to navigate obstacles. He saw her interacting with the other Kalirans, often being underestimated, yet she never allowed doubt to slow her down. Alex's initial hesitation faded, replaced by a growing admiration. He began teaching her human technology, small enhancements that could aid her movement and communication. She learned quickly, absorbing knowledge with a hunger that surprised him. He realized that she was not dependent in the way he had feared. Instead, she was an equal, capable of remarkable things when given the tools and trust she needed. One evening, as the two walked through a luminescent garden, Alex reflected on how little he understood the Caliran society. Their world valued physical perfection and strength, yet Lyra had found ways to navigate those standards on her own terms. He began to see that the human way, the way of empathy, of seeing potential beyond appearances, could teach even the most advanced alien civilization something vital. Their partnership grew as they faced daily challenges. Some were mundane, guiding drones, repairing minor malfunctions, or negotiating with cautious Caliran officials. Others were more dangerous. A sudden energy surge threatened the city's central power grid, and Alex and Lyra were the only ones with the knowledge to prevent a disaster. Working side by side, they managed to stabilize the system, saving countless lives. In those moments, Alex no longer saw Lyra as someone he had to help out of obligation. He saw her as a partner, someone whose courage and intellect could rival his own. Yet despite their successes, Alex knew that challenges remained. The Caliran society still viewed human intervention with suspicion. Their rules about mating partnerships loomed over him, a reminder that cultural misunderstandings could lead to serious consequences. Alex had no intention of violating those expectations, but he had to navigate the situation carefully, earning trust while staying true to his principles. Lyra, for her part, began to open up about her world. She spoke of her dreams, her frustrations, and the moments when her disability made her feel isolated. Alex listened, offering advice but also learning from her perspective. He realized that the true strength of humanity lay not in physical power or advanced technology, but in the capacity to empathize, to see the world through another being's eyes, and to act with courage when it mattered most. By the end of the first week, Alex and Lyra had formed a bond that was deeper than either had anticipated. They understood each other in ways that transcended species. Lyra trusted him with her life, and Alex respected her as an equal. Their partnership was not defined by obligation, nor by societal expectations. It was defined by shared experience, mutual respect, and the recognition that courage could come in many forms. When a storm threatened the city, Alex found himself running alongside Lyra, guiding her through the chaos, ensuring she was safe. The wind tore at their clothing, the rain stung their skin, yet neither faltered. In that moment, Alex realized something profound. True heroism was not about defeating enemies or claiming victory. It was about standing by those who could not stand alone, offering support, and recognizing the extraordinary potential in every individual. As night fell, and the storm passed, Alex and Lyra stood on a balcony overlooking the city. Lights reflected off the wet streets, creating a tapestry of color that seemed almost unreal. Lyra's eyes glimmered with a mix of relief and quiet pride. "You did well today," she said. "And so did you," Alex replied. It was a simple exchange, but the weight of it lingered. Both knew that their journey had only just begun. Lyra held many secrets, and the challenges ahead would test not only their skills, but their trust in each other. Yet for the first time, Alex felt confident that humanity had something unique to offer this world. Not dominance, not power, but understanding, courage, and the capacity to see strength where others saw weakness. In that moment beneath the alien stars, Alex Mercer understood something that would guide him for the rest of his life. Heroism was not measured by conquest or fear. It was measured by empathy, action, and the courage to stand by those who dared to face the world differently. And Lyra, for all her perceived fragility, had already taught him more than any human mentor ever could. The city of Caliran never truly slept. Even as the alien sun dipped below the horizon, its luminescent buildings pulsed softly with energy, casting reflections across the violet-hued streets. Alex Mercer felt a strange sense of awe each time he looked over the skyline. He had faced danger in space before, but nothing compared to the fragile balance of life on this world. Lyra was already at the plaza when Alex arrived. Her mobility device glided silently beside her, making her look lighter than she truly was. She was focused, scanning the energy readings from the city's central power hub. The warnings flashed in her device. Something was wrong again. Alex approached cautiously. "What's happening this time?" he asked. Lyra's eyes flicked up to him. "It's the energy surge from last week. It should have stabilized, but the system is showing abnormal fluctuations. If it spikes, it could destroy the southern districts." Alex frowned. He knew the Kaliran energy system was advanced, but even the best technology could fail. "We'll fix it." "Together," he said. Lyra nodded. Together they moved toward the central hub. The streets were crowded with Kalirans evacuating after the warnings. Most were calm, used to relying on the city's automated systems, but Alex could see the tension in their movements. He felt a surge of responsibility. These were lives he could help protect. Inside the hub, the room was vast, filled with floating panels and humming energy conduits. Lyra's hands moved over the controls, her fingers dancing across holographic buttons. Alex watched carefully, learning the alien technology as she guided him. "The primary conduit is unstable," Lyra said. "If we reroute the energy, we can prevent a meltdown, but it's risky. One wrong move and the whole system could fail." Alex nodded. Risk was nothing new to him. He had survived space storms, alien encounters, and hostile territories. But this, saving an entire city while learning alien technology on the fly, was different. He had to rely on both his intelligence and the trust he had in Lyra. "Show me what to do," he said. Lyra guided him step by step. Alex followed, careful and deliberate, rerouting power, adjusting conduits, and stabilizing flows. The hum of the system grew louder, vibrating through the floor. Sparks flew and the room shuddered, but neither of them faltered. Minutes passed like hours. Sweat dripped down Alex's forehead as he worked, his muscles aching, but he couldn't stop. Lyra's calm voice gave him focus, guiding him through the alien logic of the system. Her disability never slowed her. If anything, it sharpened her determination. Finally, with a final adjustment, the hum softened. The system stabilized. A cheer echoed from the monitors, virtual yet somehow real. Lives had been saved. The southern districts would not be destroyed. Alex let out a long breath and leaned back. Lyra smiled at him, her eyes bright with relief and pride. "You did it," she said softly. "We did it," Alex corrected. He realized that the victory was shared. Neither could have succeeded alone. As they left the hub, the city streets were filled with gratitude. Kalirans approached them, offering thanks and gestures of respect. Alex felt a strange warmth. This was a feeling he had rarely experienced in his life among humans. They respected him not for his strength alone, but for his courage, empathy, and willingness to work alongside someone different from himself. Days passed, and Alex and Lyra continued to explore Kalira together. He helped her enhance her mobility device, making it lighter and faster. In return, she taught him about her culture, her species' history, and the unique ways they solve problems. Every day was a lesson, not only in alien technology, but in patience, trust, and understanding. One afternoon, they visited the Council of Elders. The room was massive, with high ceilings and floating platforms. Elders observed them carefully. Alex knew the meeting was crucial. His actions in the city had earned him some trust, but the council held the ultimate authority. Lyra spoke first. "This human has saved lives on Kalira. He has worked with me, guided me, and shown courage. He does not follow our customs blindly, but he respects our people." The elders murmured among themselves. One stepped forward, his voice resonating through the hall. "Humans are unpredictable, yet your deeds have proven your value." He turned to Alex. "You have shown what your species can achieve, not by strength alone, but by intelligence, empathy, and courage." Alex nodded. "I only did what any human would. Work with others, solve problems, and protect lives." The elder studied him, then smiled faintly. "Perhaps that is the very definition of heroism. You honor Kalira and your own kind." The meeting ended with Alex being recognized formally by the council. Lyra's face lit up with pride. He realized that in a strange way he had not only earned respect for himself but also for humanity. The aliens were beginning to see humans not as weak newcomers but as capable partners. That evening, Alex and Lyra walked along a ridge overlooking the city. The light shimmered in the distance and the air was calm. Lyra's device hovered beside her, now enhanced with the improvements Alex had suggested. She moved with grace and confidence, a testament to their teamwork. "You've taught me so much," she said. "Not just about technology, but about humans. You see strength in ways others do not." Alex smiled. "And you've taught me something too. Courage isn't about being perfect. It's about trying, even when the odds are against you." They were silent for a moment, watching the city glow beneath them. Alex thought about the journey they had taken together, the dangers, the challenges, and the small victories. Every moment had been a lesson in what humanity could offer: empathy, intelligence, and courage in the face of the unknown. Suddenly, a warning alarm echoed from the city. A small energy fluctuation had occurred, but it was nothing compared to the last crisis. Alex instinctively moved toward the source, Lyra following closely. Together they ensured the minor issue was resolved, a demonstration of their seamless teamwork. As the night grew deeper, Alex felt a profound sense of connection, not just to Lyra but to the planet and its people. He realized that heroism could take many forms. It was not about domination, power, or conquest. It was about helping others, protecting life, and earning trust through action. Lyra paused, looking at him with her large, reflective eyes. "I am glad you are here," she said. "And I am glad I met you," Alex replied. "You've shown me more than I expected." In that moment, Alex understood something fundamental. Humanity had the ability to inspire trust, to work with others, and to overcome challenges through cooperation and intelligence. Lyra, fragile in appearance but strong in spirit, had become the symbol of that lesson. She had shown him that true strength was not measured by physical ability or societal rules, but by courage, resilience, and the willingness to stand together. Their bond, forged through trials and shared victories, was now unbreakable. Alex and Lyra had proven that humans could be allies, heroes, and friends to even the most advanced alien civilizations. They had faced fear, uncertainty, and danger, and had come through stronger, wiser, and more united. As dawn approached, Alex looked at Kalira one last time before returning to the command center. The planet was alive with possibility, and humanity had a place here, not through domination but through understanding and respect. Lyra hovered beside him, her device now gliding effortlessly. She looked at him with quiet pride, knowing that together they had made a difference. Alex smiled. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew they could face them together. The lessons of Kalira were clear. Courage, empathy, and ingenuity were the true measures of heroism. And in helping a young alien girl navigate her world, he had discovered the best of humanity, its ability to see potential, to act with honor, and to inspire others without expecting reward. The stars above Kalira shone brightly, and Alex felt a sense of purpose he had never known. Humanity had much to offer the universe, and this was only the beginning. Together, he and Lyra would continue to explore, to learn, and to protect, showing that even in the farthest reaches of space, the human spirit could shine as brightly as any star, and in that shining light, a fragile alien girl and a human engineer stood side by side, ready to face the future not as master and pupil, or stranger and foreigner, but as equals, partners, and friends. Proof that true courage and empathy could cross even the vastest of worlds.